Hey y'all, we're starting to prepare here for the holidays, and here is a really good idea for recipe. It's called just easy cheesy broccoli casserole. So I've already boiled my broccoli and I've drained it and set it aside, and now we're going to work on the cheese sauce. This is a half a stick of butter, and you need to put in 1/4 cup of flour. You need a half a teaspoon of garlic powder and a half teaspoon of paprika. We're going to add some half and half, 1 3/4 cup. Okay, so we got it to a thickened state. You need to reserve 1/4 cup of cheddar, shredded cheese, whatever cheese that you're going to be using, you need to reserve 1/4 cup of that. And then the rest of it, you need to add to this. Put in a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, keep whisking. After I cooked it, I kind of just did this because coarsely chopped is fine. So I just kind of did that. Your cheese sauce is ready to add your broccoli. And some of it has not fully melted. That's okay because it's going to go in the oven. Use 11x7 medium baking dish. You need to spray it. Put this in here. So you're going to take a sleeve of Ritz crackers, a whole sleeve of Ritz crackers. They can be generic, it doesn't matter. Okay, crush those. And then the other half of the stick of butter that I used, I melted that, and it's going to go in here with our cheese that we reserved. Melted butter. I always like to give it a quick stir before we add anything else. Okay. Oops. Then you add your 1/4 cup of cheddar or cheese that you decided to put on top. And then you're going to spread this out. You're going to bake this at 350 for half an hour or so. A little bit less, depending on your oven. Watch it in case you need to tint it because of the butter, because you know I have burnt many a casserole that way, especially with my new oven, because my new oven is a lot hotter than my last one. If it's not brown enough at the end, make sure you stick it under a broiler just for a quick few minutes. Alright, I'll show you the finished product in a second. Okay, so this is the broccoli casserole out of the oven. You do need to let it rest before you dish it out, but it did great. I'm sure it's going to taste great. Another real fun holiday recipe is mashed potatoes with cream cheese. I've heard some people call them naughty potatoes. So you need to get about 2 pounds worth, 2.5, maybe 3 pounds worth of golden Yukon potatoes. You need to peel them and chop them into about 1-inch pieces. Go ahead and boil them till they're fork tender. Drain them and set them aside, and what you will do is you will mash them with the ingredients. And if these end up getting cold, you can do this straight in the pan, but if they end up getting cold because you know you're getting all your prep work done and all that, just stick them in the mold that you're going to serve them in and just reheat them in the microwave for like a minute or 2, and then they'll be ready to go again. You're gonna need 2 ounces of softened cream cheese, 4 tablespoons of softened butter, and I use real unsalted butter. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and mash these. Okay, y'all, my camera cut off, so the recipe calls for a cup of cream. You're really not, I didn't. It's probably based on the size of the potatoes used and the amount, even though I tried to follow the recipe as closely as possible. I didn't use the whole cup. So, and to me, this is just a tad bit too wet. We like ours lumpy, so that's why this still looks kind of lumpy. But you are welcome to mash yours even more or cream them even better. And you can do that with a mixer, usually. So you may not have to use the whole cup of cream. So I would, if I were you, just slightly, you know, keep adding until it gets to the consistency you want. I did try them. They taste really good. They're really rich, but you're definitely going to need salt and pepper. And I did use kosher salt, but you do not have to do that. You can use your favorite salt. Okay, y'all, on to the next holiday recipe. Hey, y'all, this will be a corn casserole. So you need to take about 2 tablespoons of butter, heat them in a skillet with some chopped jalapeno, chopped garlic, chopped onion, and some bell pepper. Saute them until they're soft. And then let me move the camera and I can show you the next step. Okay, so the next step is to set the pepper mixture aside, let it cool a little bit. And then a mixing bowl, you need to put in 2 eggs. You will use a box of Jiffy Mix cornbread mix. I think there is on the website that I'll link below, the link will have another option if you don't want to use the pre-boxed kind. Okay, there's that. And you need a can of whole kernel corn drained and a can of cream style corn. I'm going to need about 8 ounces of sour cream. This is a 16-ounce container, so I'm going to put in about half. Okay. Let me check over my ingredients, make sure I got everything. Okay. So just stir this up. I'm going to go ahead and pour in the pepper mixture. Now, I'm going to add some cheese to this. It is optional. You do not have to do that. So let me combine this first. And that was about a half a cup of cheese. And then one last thing. The recipe calls for Creole salt, but we don't like that flavor. And I am going to use just a little bit of cayenne. Not much. It calls for like a teaspoon, but I'm not going to put that much cayenne in here. Just a little bit to give it a kick. But in your jalapenos, you need to make sure that those are seeded. And make sure that you rinse them before you chop them up. Make sure that they're good and there's no seed. It's just medium size 2-quart casserole. And you need to make sure that it's sprayed. And that's it. 350 degrees for about 40 to 50 minutes until the top is lightly brown. Okay, I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, y'all, so last couple seconds of the baking, I pulled the casserole out and just put a little bit of butter on top and then popped it back in there. You don't have to do that. But it turned out really good. I'm probably going to stick it back in there because I feel like it's not quite done enough. But it toasted up really good and it looks like it's going to taste great. Really good side dish, and it's a little bit different than your typical dressing and macaroni and cheese. For our last recipe for the holidays, I'm going to show you one more side dish. It's called Baked Asparagus Casserole with canned asparagus. You need to preheat your oven to 400. You need to grease your 13 by 9 baking dish and set it aside. But before you set it the side, you need to get your canned asparagus. I use this type, so it's the long spears. You need to pop open the cans and drain those, layer them in the bottom of the sprayed 13x9 pan. Take this and set it aside. You need to grab a large mixing bowl, throw in some minced garlic, a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese, some onion powder. Gonna need about half a teaspoon of pepper flakes, about another half a teaspoon. I'm gonna do just a little bit less than that. 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. So we put together our heavy whipping cream, our Parm cheese, our onion powder, our garlic. We got our red pepper flakes in there. And we'll put a little bit of salt and some pepper. Bring your asparagus back over. I have to top with the remaining parm. So we already used a half a cup. We'll use the other half cup. We'll top it with the remaining part, and we already have some shredded mozzarella that we'll also top it with. Now this will go in the oven for 20 minutes. And you're supposed to take it out, and we're supposed to put french fried onions on it, but don't have any, but I'm going to use some panko breadcrumbs instead. So 20 minutes for 400 degrees, and we'll take it out, we'll put the breadcrumbs on, stick it back in for 5 minutes, and then we'll be done. Really quick, really simple, really easy. See you in a few. Okay y'all, so I've taken this out of the oven. You will only put it back in for like 5 minutes. So you need to keep a watch on it. Okay y'all, so I just lightly toasted the breadcrumbs. They did fine. And this one's ready to go, and it took maybe 25 minutes total, including bake time. So real quick, easy and simple, and also budget friendly side dish to go along with anything you have during the holidays.